I started to think about a character who might have gone on a journey through the latter half of the 20th century. What would she do now in our world, in the most individualistic world that possibly the world's ever known? Out of that has come, I suppose, what you might almost call a science fiction story, certainly a speculative fantasy of some kind.
It's a play about a mother and a daughter, but it's also a play about grief and loss, and I think it's also a play about reinvention and rebirth and the kind of possibility, the sort of imaginative possibility that we could reinvent ourselves at the end of our lives.
It deals with some big issues in a kind of intimate, fun, very, very thought-provoking way.
David Farr is a masterful storyteller who has a real ability to find characters and narratives that are deeply human and we can all relate to, but that also enable us to dig into some really big questions.
I think what's really interesting about this particular play is David has put so much of Kath's life into this. The idea that you get old and become a non-entity is really prevalent in our society. These whole lives with mistakes and triumphs, that's an amazing thing, and when you get old and you die, you're reduced to a couple of sentences.
I think what excites me about what the audience will get that's distinctive is
The piece has this very elegant, classy surface that's suffused with suspense, great storytelling tension, and a sense that you don't quite know where it's going to go, and twists and turns along the way. But I think what sits underneath it, I hope, is a more philosophical meditation on life and death and consciousness and who we are and how you decide what a self is.
What I'd like them to be able to take away is to ask themselves about how they would like to be remembered, how they would like their lives to be held by those who love them.
I think audiences are going to have a really good night out at this show because at the heart of it, it's just a really fantastic story. At the interval, you come out wanting to know what's going to happen next, waiting for the next episode, as it were.
So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the best pieces of theatre I've seen in a long time. It's an extremely thought-provoking, thoughtful, sensitive, emotional piece. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, it was incredible, absolutely fantastic.
It's such a potent piece, and I think for people who have thought about life and death and love and loss, it's really just hitting those buttons in a really powerful way.
Fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. It flew past me, and I am really looking forward to talking about it more with my partner and really getting into it, actually. I think that fact of one of the things I most enjoy about live shows, live theatre, is that ability to then discuss and talk about it afterwards, and this has definitely furnished it.
I thought that it was really interesting and relevant in a way that the way the story was told kind of brought you along with it, and you didn't really feel like you were fighting it, you were just going along discovering more things and raising questions in your head.
Definitely go and see it, and definitely come away with your own views and put yourself in the story and think, well, what would happen if that was me?